like Jesus. Amen, amen, this is good. Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Sylv Mac, and today we are going to make one of my favorite all-time dishes, and it is called heart attack in a skillet. Want to know why? Because I actually serve it in a skillet, and let me tell you, this is probably not heart healthy. So grab your glass of wine, everybody, and let's get to cooking. Hey, welcome to my channel, Cooking with Sylv Mac. I'm Sylv Mac. Thank you again for joining me, and fresh off of the golf course, that's why I've got on my hat. If you guys want any of my recipes, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Give me a couple of thumbs up and give me some feedback on my videos and on my recipes, because I would love to hear from you. All right, so we are going to make today what I call a heart attack in a skillet. And it is comprised of hash browns, sausage, onions, if you want peppers in there. It's anything actually that you want to put into your hash browns. And then I top it with cheese and then with 2 fried eggs, hence the name heart attack in a skillet. And of course, I serve it in a skillet, so that's why I call it that. All right, so let's get started. So let's start with the hash browns. I love Simply hash browns, and you can find these over near where the eggs are kept in the supermarket. I just think they're really cool, and I like to get the ones that are shredded, but they do have them diced or whatever, or you can also get the frozen kind, but I think these just taste better to me. Then for my sausage, I've just got some Earl Campbell smoked sausage. This is, my husband and I love this sausage. But you can use any type of sausage. Use chicken sausage if you want, turkey sausage, andouille sausage, whatever. And I've got about 4 sausages that I kind of cut up, and you can see I cut them in like little half moons because I kind of like mine in smaller bits and pieces. Then what I ended up doing is I cut up maybe about 3/4 of an onion, and you can use a shallot if you like, or onions, or green onions are good too. And then y'all know I like it spicy, so I also have a little bit of jalapeno fresh jalapeno that I chopped up. Now, if you don't like it spicy, then but you still want a little kick to it, you can use the jalapenos. Just don't use the seeds or the ribs in there, because that's where the heat is. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic, of course. And for the seasoning, it's really not a lot of seasoning. It's whatever that you would actually like to put on there, but I like to either use Slap Your Mama, or I like, y'all know I just love Zatarain seasoning. So either one of these that you wanna use, but some sort of Creole seasoning. If you don't have Creole seasoning, then you can just simply use like salt and pepper, or you can also use like maybe Lawry seasoning salt and some pepper, but I just like the Creole seasoning. So let's get started now by cooking up the sausage first, and then we're gonna do the hash browns. So I've got 2 pans here. I've got one that I'm gonna cook the eggs in, and then I've got the other one that I'm going to make the hash browns and the sausage in. So I probably put about maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then about maybe 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, I like to use butter because it gives it a nice flavor. You don't have to use the butter if you don't want. But if you ever do want to use the butter, make sure that you use oil with it if you're going to cook it over a high heat. Otherwise, it's going to burn. So I'm cooking this over medium-high heat. I've got the sausage in there right now, and I am browning the sausage. And like I said, now, you don't have to do this either, but I had a little bit of bacon grease left over, and y'all know that I sort of made my own bacon last week, and I cooked some up last night, the last bit of it. So I had a little bit of that grease left, so I put a little bit in there. So you can see now, I'll show this to you. You can see it's now getting nice and brown. So now it's time for the hash browns. So here's my secret to the hash browns, and I'm using the entire bag. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Waffle House, but you know in Waffle House what they do, and I sit up and I watch whenever I go anywhere. I'm always curious to see what the cooks are doing and all of that. So, but you know in Waffle House, if you've ever watched them make their hash browns, wait a minute, and I'm kind of looking like Waffle House right now. Anyway, they will put their hash browns in there, right? And then they will just put the onions and whatever else that they have on top. Don't move it yet. Just let it sit there. Now we're going to add the seasoning. And again, I'm going to use the Slap Your Mama. Or you can use whatever Cajun seasoning that you have. I am going to use a little bit of fresh ground pepper. I'm going to put the garlic on. Put some garlic in there too, of course. So, I love garlic, and to me, you can never have too much. So I'm probably going to put like a whole heaping tablespoon of garlic in there, maybe even a little more. If you don't have garlic, you can always use garlic powder. That works too. Now I'm just going to kind of stir it up a little. Oh yeah, and you can see it's still over medium-high heat. And you want to just let it sit and let it cook like this for, a couple of minutes. And then what we're going to do is then we're going to sort of turn it in sections because I kind of want the bottom of it to get nice and crispy. And you'll see in a minute once I get a chance to flip it. So the potatoes now and the sausage and the onions and garlic and all of that, it's been cooking now for about 2 to 3 minutes. So now I'm going to sort of flip it and batch it. And you'll see what I mean. Oh yeah, nice and crispy. Kind of like flipping a pancake. Let me show it to you. So you see what I mean like that? So you flip it in batches and you let it cook over on the other side and get it nice and crispy again. So now while that's cooking, I'm gonna go on and get my eggs going. So I like to cook my eggs with olive oil or butter, whichever one that you like, and you put like maybe just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon or so in there. And I also, the secret to my eggs over medium, I kind of like to put this seasoning on it, and let me show you. I put just a sprinkle of it on there, but I like to use this aw shit. It just gives the eggs a little And then you can use also whatever cheese that you like. So I've got 3 different types of cheeses, and I rarely use American cheese, but for this I do love it because it just melts and it's nice and gooey. But I think today I've got either some provolone or some aged Gouda, and I'm thinking I'm going to try that Gouda. And I like my eggs to be, like I said, I like them over medium to over easy to over medium because I love to have that yolk. So you break that yolk and the yolk goes all over the cheese and the hash browns. It's a thing of beauty. So while the eggs are cooking, I'm going to go on and assemble my heart attack in the skillet. So I've got my hash browns. That's nice. Turn that off. I want to go on and put my cheese on there now. And I'm going to do the Gouda cheese. So let's do a nice slice of that. And let's get these eggs turned. And here's where I like to use my little aw shit. I just like to sprinkle a little bit on the back side of the eggs. Now, because I like my yolks runny, I'm going to go in and turn off my heat. And let's check them and see how they are. Now it's time to assemble it. Put my eggs on top. Oops. And voila! You've got your heart attack in a skillet. The cheese is on there with the hash browns and the sausage and all of that. So now all I need is just my hot sauce, and I'll get that in 1 second. like Jesus. Amen, amen, this is good. With that little sausage and the jalapeno. Y'all better ask somebody. This is a great brunch meal, late night meal, breakfast, Saturday breakfast or something. Fantastic. For this recipe and more, I'm sorry, that jalapeno kind of got to me. For this recipe and more, please make sure to go to my YouTube channel. For this recipe and more, please make sure to go to my YouTube channel, Cooking with Sylv Mac, and subscribe. Give me a few thumbs up and share it with your friends. This is some good eating here.